sales representative here at Fagan Automotive. Been here for just a little over a month and been in the business for many, many years. So whatever Hunter has for me, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
You just started not that long ago. What brought you here versus another dealer?
Where I used to work was well over an hour away, and I decided that I wanted to get closer to home. I live in the Rockford area, so it was a little bit of a shorter commute. And I haven't read all the reviews about Fagan. It was one of those things that as a salesperson, wanted a good reputation for a dealership. They offer a fairly competitive pay program, hence the reason why I'm here.
All right. With the limited amount of time you've been here, what do you think is the best and worst part of your job so far?
I think I guess the worst part about anything to do with the car business is the downtime. That's probably the worst part. It doesn't matter what dealership you're at, there's always downtime. Some of the guys who've been here for many, many years have a whole lot more things going on a regular basis. Customers will inquire about things that take a little more time to put things together. In my case, being new, it's definitely a downtime, but the things that make it worthwhile are the people that you deal with. Salespeople deal with every aspect. We're not only getting cars ready for delivery, we're talking to detail shop, we're talking to mechanics, we're talking, well, not necessarily directly to mechanics, but we're talking to service, get things organized for us. Of course, we're working with our managers. And then, of course, the ultimate result is the delivery to the customer. So that's kind of what we do, and I think, again, even the people I've met so far, big customers have been fantastic. So no real complaints.
All right. Now, if you could change departments and move to another department within Fagan, where would you go?
Basically, I would say that if I were to change positions within a dealership outside of sales or the sales department, it would definitely be service. Be very capable of being a service writer because it is really actually a sales job, people communication job. So definitely in service.
Now, even though you really haven't worked here too much, but you've seen a lot of the lot shifts and kind of all the vehicles come in and out. But with the current inventory now, if you were to pick one car that is not your own personal vehicle to drive away with right now, what would it be?
Definitely be a Silverado. Silverado, just probably one of the best, nicest vehicles out there. Again, I look at it from what it can do for me. Same thing as a consumer. I'm a consumer on the other side of the desk because I do need a vehicle all the time. I would definitely go with a Silverado because it's probably the best value, does everything I would need to do, plus I can throw everything in there I need to throw into it. So definitely Silverado.
All right. Now, with your experience in the automotive sales field, do you feel that helps when buying your own vehicles?
Well, the majority of vehicles I've ever bought have been from the dealerships I work at. So for that matter, yes, absolutely. I get to see what vehicles are doing in terms of dependability. I also get to get in on a pretty good deal in a lot of cases. I do see some of the extreme rebates when things are good on new cars, or if I'm looking for a used car, it's pretty nice to have the insight to be able to say, hey, wait a minute, I saw the person, I met the person who traded this in, and I know the vehicle's been well taken care of by maintenance records that may have been at the actual dealership. So that's why I would definitely say, yeah, I've been a consumer, but it's mainly I get the inside information that a lot of people would not get.
All right. So is there anything else you'd want to add to this?
I could do a quick summary for you if you want.
All right.
To summarize everything up in terms of automotive dealerships are a great place to work. There's a lot of activity, there's a lot of things going on, there's some excitement. Some places are a little more exciting than others. I'm sure that they're not jumping up and down when they're told that their engine's blowing, but when somebody comes in and it's their first time buying a car, you get to share the excitement. Sometimes people come in, they're heartbroken because they lost a car in an accident, but we're there to pick up the pieces. Don't get me wrong, we're here for a living, we're not here for free, but at the same time, sometimes you look at it and you take a compassionate stance and help people out that may not be able to go elsewhere, and they have to make the best that they can, and we try the best that we can. So it's just, it's a very interesting business. You build a lot of friendships, a lot of relationships with the customers and the staff as well. And for the most part, I've been doing it for so long, I have not changed anything. So other than dealerships, everybody kind of gets along, and we're here to do a job.
So my name is James. I'm a BDC representative as well as a marketing assistant here at Fagan Automotive. So basically my job is make phone calls, answer phone calls, send emails, respond emails, and then do stuff with our social media and website as well.
So what brought you to Fagan?
My uncle is one of the salesmen here, and he said it was a great place to work, and I was employed at the time, but I was kind of looking for something different, and he recommended me to them here at Fagan Automotive, and I sent in an application, and it worked out.
So what do you feel is the best and or worst part of your job?
The best part is probably the people I work with. They got a great group of people here at Fagan Automotive, and it makes the time go by fast when you enjoy the company you have around you. It's easier to do some teamwork and get stuff done together. And then the worst part, probably the cold weather and bad weather. Customers obviously don't want to come out and look at cars and do that sort of stuff in the bad weather, which makes the day drag on quite a bit.
Now, if you could move positions, whether it be within the same kind of sales general idea or anywhere else within the building, where would you move to?
I would move up to salesman. I enjoy working with people, and it just kind of more of a problem solving, where if people come in, they don't know what they're looking for. You can help figure out what vehicle they need for whatever their lifestyle is, and try to make them as happy as you can.
Now, if you were to drive away in one vehicle on our lot currently, it's not yours, which one would you go for?
Probably the GMC High Country we have sitting out there. It's a pretty nice truck. It'd be a nice vehicle to have, be able to drive it around.
Is there anything else you'd want to add? Things like kind of a general explanation of exactly what BDC entails, kind of the basics of that.
It's all about answering the customer's questions. And if they have any questions or they want to come set up a test drive, that's where the BDC comes in. We answer any questions they have, get them set up for a test drive, greet them when they get here, and set them up with a salesman that's going to be able to help them out the best according to what they're looking for and what type of vehicle they would like. So yeah, that's basically it for the BDC. It's 90% of it at least. There's other small parts, but nothing that's as big as it gets right there.
Alright. So anything else you want to add to this?
No, I really got nothing.
Alright. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm Sean Fagan with Fagan Automotive. I am the marketing manager here and also sales manager. Been here 18, almost 19 years.
So this would be kind of an interesting question for you, especially. Okay. But what was the reason that kind of brought you to Fagan, kind of brought you in and kind of started the...
Well, in college I didn't want to come here. It's a family business since 1945, and I got a degree in business administration, and I wanted to branch out, do something non-family business related, but had a tough time getting a job after college, so my grandfather said to get a business degree because you can take that lots of places. It's not too specific. So I actually thought I'd try the family business since I didn't have a whole lot of siblings in it, and I thought it might be interesting to work with my mom, dad, family, and tried it out, and it stuck with me. I started liking it, and after a while I thought it was a good career, a good place to start a career, and I guess the rest is history. So.
Alright, so what do you think is the best and or worst part of your job?
The best part of my job is interacting with consumers. You get to meet a lot of people, and learning how to deal with them because everybody's different, good or bad, I guess. Not every consumer is created equal. So I like that part of my job. I'm not a big car guy. Not a lot of people in my family are car fanatics, but you don't have to be a car fanatic to sell cars. So I like the challenge of selling a car. What especially marketing, what drives people to buy cars, of what they will find to get them into the dealership. Is it internet, radio, TV? So I like that part of my job also. What I guess least don't like would be maybe on the other end. It also has to do with consumers. Sometimes worst part of your job can be dealing with unhappy customers, because it's harder and harder to make people happier nowadays. They got too many choices, too many places they can write a bad review. So trying to put out fires, it's a necessary part of the job, but sometimes, most of the time, it's not fun, especially if they're pretty mad. So the goal is not to have upset customers. So.
All right. So if you were to pick one vehicle on our lot currently to drive home in, other than your own personal vehicle, what would it be?
Well, as I stated earlier, I'm not a huge car guy.
Sure.
We just got rid of it. We sold it to another dealer, but we had a 19 Corvette. I've always been a Corvette guy. I've loved Corvettes ever since I've been a kid, because it was kind of our one exotic car that we had. But that's not here anymore. So if that was here, I'd say that. But my second favorite car truck SUV would be the Cadillac CT6. That car is incredible. It rides like no other. Now granted it's really expensive, but the Cadillac CT6, it's got the most technology. It's hands-free driving. We don't have one yet, but we will have that available on the CT6. Came out with a twin turbo engine. It's a really cool car, so that'd be my next car.
So for those who wouldn't know, especially being this high school project, can you explain kind of what goes into marketing on the dealer side?
Sure. Marketing is more complex than I think has ever been. I've been doing this for almost maybe 3 years now, and people used to think of marketing, maybe not you high school kids, but my age and above is newspaper and radio and TV. Well, it's more complex now because everybody's got a smartphone, so everybody can look anytime, anywhere, and they can be looking at other dealers while they're at a dealer. So trying to figure that out is the hardest, but where we can serve people ads on Facebook, serve people ads to our dealership when they physically are in another store, we can do that, which we do. Sounds creepy, but there's a lot of planning behind the scenes that go on there where each month where we're going to do that, how much we want to allocate budget-wise, and marketing is not cheap. It's thousands of dollars to be in front of consumers' faces, and on an average, one of our Gazette ads are in the hundreds of dollars, and a TV ad can be thousands of dollars. So you see them every day going by you on TV, but you don't realize how much they are for us people to businesses to be on there. So, but I like the trackable marketing, such as Facebook. You can track. It's called geofencing, which we can serve ads to people depending on their location. That's all trackable, and that gives me a good research, how I can research to market in the future. But marketing is moving as fast as anything. I mean, you're marketing the mobile device now. That could change in a year or two, and it could be some other hot button that consumers are doing. But if you're not on mobile, my thought is you're behind the 8 ball with people, because what are people on 24/7 is their mobile device. So the old newspaper and radio and stuff still work, but not as effective, but you still got to be there a little bit. So That's kind of a quick overview of why. I mean, we could talk hours of how we do it and why we do it, but that's just, mobile is where it's at currently. If you did this interview with me in 10 years, it could be totally different, or 5 years even, so.
So if you could work in any other department or any other position here, what would you go for?
Well, I have worked in every department in the dealership, one way or the other. I'm probably one of the only people to probably say that's working here now. Started in high school, so I know what each department's like. Well, let's see here. Well, I'm happy where I'm at. I don't really have any other desire to go any, but if I had to go somewhere else, I guess the collision center is always interesting. What they do and how they can make a car that's basically trashed sometimes from an accident to looking back to normal. So that's always intrigued me. Somehow, I don't know if I would be one that would want to fix them, but maybe, as one of the management leads or something. But sales is where I started and always been, and I've been happy here. My role has changed throughout the 18 years, being in finance, being in sales, being in marketing, managing, internet part. So I guess body shop to answer that question.